phenomena is emptiness. The question which we are discussing now, is it related with the sentence that phenomena is also empty? Form is empty and phenomena is empty.
Yeah, okay. So, just to set the context for this, we're on page 14, last paragraph. Charu, have you studied the Heart Sutra? Okay. Welcome. Okay. In brief, okay, so in the Heart Sutra itself, there's the lines, form is emptiness, no, form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, form is also not other than emptiness. Okay? So in the preceding pages, Tenzin Namjong is explaining what that 4 sentences mean, and then to sum up, he says, in brief, in order to put an end to common beings becoming attached to form and falling into the extreme of samsara, it teaches that form is emptiness. And in order to put an end to becoming attached to emptiness and falling into the extreme of peace, it teaches that emptiness is form. Okay? So that's where we are. Now, just so we can wait for Sebastian to come back, right? Becoming attached to form means to grasp onto form being inherently existent. If we grasp the form being inherently existent, that is following the mind of ignorance about the ultimate nature of reality. That ignorance of the ultimate nature of reality is what? The main cause of samsara. Okay? So then it's very nice. I mean, we can all understand how common beings becoming attached to form, how that would then lead to falling into the extreme of samsara. Okay? And then, the antidote to that, you teach form is empty. Okay? No problem. Alright. Next sentence is where we're having the problem. In order to put an end to some becoming attached to emptiness and falling into the extreme of peace, it teaches that emptiness is form. Okay. So let's just... Sebastian. Okay, any other questions?
Emptiness has a form which is illusory. I mean, I don't know anything, I'm just...
yeah. Okay, so just to... let's forget about this quandary for a second and just talk about the main lines from the sutra. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Okay? Emptiness is not other than form, form is also not other than emptiness. Okay? So here, in general, it's talking about how the conventional and ultimate nature of phenomena exists on everything. All phenomena. So we have the book. Okay? The book is a conventional truth. Its lack of inherent existence is the ultimate truth of the book. You understand? Okay? So, on every phenomena, there exist these two natures, the conventional and the ultimate. You can't have one without the other. So, you can't talk about emptiness without talking about a basis for the emptiness to exist. Okay? So emptiness here is not nothingness, right? But it's the lack of inherent existence. The lack of inherent existence of what? The lack of inherent existence of an existent phenomena. Means a cup, a book, you. Okay? So, in that sense, form is emptiness. Form is empty. Form is empty of inherent existence. Okay? Then emptiness is form. What it means is, okay, see, emptiness in this case means the lack of true existence of form is the ultimate nature of form. Right? The lack of true existence is the ultimate nature of form. Right? So emptiness is not form. Right? Emptiness is not form. Why not? We went over this in another class, right? If emptiness were form, then a common being would be able to see emptiness directly with our eyes. We can't do that. Okay? Well, no. Well, yes, but no. What you've said is true, but that's not why. Okay. See, emptiness is what we call a hidden phenomenon. Okay? If ordinary beings could see emptiness directly, there'd be no need to meditate. We'd all be Arya beings. Who can realize emptiness directly? Only Arya beings. If realizing emptiness was as simple as realizing the book, we'd all be liberated. We'd all be Buddhists by now. It's not like that. There is the, meditation, the reasoning analysis, the contemplation over and over and over again. Then first we get a conceptual understanding of emptiness. We continue to meditate, 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 and then we have the direct realization. The conceptual realization becomes a direct realization. Okay? So, that's what it means when we say emptiness is form. Emptiness means the lack of inherent existence is the ultimate nature of form. Okay? And then the next ones, right? Form is also not other than, emptiness is not other than form, emptiness is also not other than emptiness. No. Form is not, form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form, form is also not other than emptiness. Okay? What that means, then, those two, it's the same, how do you say it? Same nature. Okay? The book and the emptiness of the book is the same nature. You can't find the emptiness of a book other than a place where there is a book. And you can't have a book without the book's lack of inherent nature also being there. So those two things are, same nature. Okay? You understand? Okay. So that's what those four lines mean. Okay. Now back to this enigmatic line in the commentary. And let's just skip to the answer. Right? Right? You don't think anymore? Huh? No, just spoon feed us Namjong. What? Ranakar?
Right?
Yeah, please.
So, if we go to the 5 paths, Gate, Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhisva.
Oh, wow.
And then we break them down from 5 to 15 paths.
5 what?
5 paths.
Broken down into 5?
5 to 15 paths for, or 5 paths for Shravakas and Buddhas and 5 paths for the Bodhisattvas. Then the first 2 paths will have a motivation which will be greatly different from the Shravakas and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So the motivation for the path of accumulation preparation, motivation in the path of accumulation for Shravakas and Bodhisattvas will be entirely different from that of Bodhisattvas. So Shravakas and Buddhas will be different from Bodhisattvas. Now here, this being the motivation for Mahayana, when Buddha is talking about Bodhisattva path, he is trying to say that if you don't have the proper motivation in the path of accumulation preparation, then you would not be traversing the Bodhisattva path. So, he is saying that don't go by the Hinayana path by saying that the second line, where he says, don't fall into for the peace, for your ultimate peace. So you would like to conjoin it in a way which will make it a whole Mahayana.
But surely the Buddha will not say don't follow the Hinayana path. This has all happened post-Buddha.
Okay, hold on. Ranakar, a lot of what you said, at the beginning especially, I agree with. But then, let's follow this, okay? So what then do you assert is becoming attached to emptiness? That's the question, right? What is being becoming attached to emptiness? What is the extreme of peace? And how does teaching the emptiness's form prevent that from happening? That's the essence. Okay? So answer that for me. All this other stuff, the 15 paths, all this stuff, okay. It might be good on the debate courtyard. It's a tactic I use a lot too. You start to say a lot of things that are true, but it's like, you know, what is he talking about? Right? So, those three things. What is becoming attached to emptiness? How does becoming attached to emptiness make one fall into the extreme of peace? And how then does teaching emptiness's form prevent that from happening?
So if you get attached to emptiness,
which means what?
Then you'll fall into the extreme of peace, because you will concentrate only on emptiness, and you will completely get engulfed by the emptiness as the only motivation of your practice, which will make you to fall into the extreme of peace, which is a Hinayana path. Is there anything wrong?
Okay. So let me just, I'm gonna go one step. I'm taking what you said. I'm going one step further. So now what you're saying is becoming attached to emptiness is just meditating exclusively on emptiness without following the method side of the Mahayana. Okay, good. Now, so then teaching that emptiness is form, how does that prevent that from happening? In order to put an end to some becoming attached to emptiness and falling into the extreme of peace, it teaches that emptiness is form.
It asserts that, for example, to have Bodhicitta, you should know that the sentient beings, percepting sentient beings actually are real. So you should have that sense or understanding. And emptiness form actually asserts that. The conventional truth of suffering of sentient beings.
You said once about getting attached to emptiness is like walking on a razor's edge or something. No, grasping a snake, sorry.
The whole question of nihilism doesn't arise when we think emptiness is form. So,
Okay. Anyway, we're kind of running out of time.
Why did you say it was grasping a snake?
First of all, are you referring to Nagarjuna's statement? I mean, I don't mind, in principle, being confused with Nagarjuna. It's kind of flattering. But Nagarjuna said that.
Why did he say that?
Okay. So, okay, Subhashini. You're bringing up another context while we were talking about something else. But I'll humor you. Okay? In I think it's Nagarjuna. Either the Ratnavali or the Mula Majjhimika. he says that, you know, like, incorrectly perceiving emptiness is like grasping a snake, right? So, what happens if you grasp a snake incorrectly? It'll turn around and bite you, okay? So in that context, what it would mean to incorrectly grasp emptiness is to consider that emptiness is truly existent. Hello? If you grasp to emptiness, okay, well, there's two ways to misconceive any phenomena, right? With any phenomena that exists, you can consider it to be non-existent whatsoever, or you can consider it to be truly existent. So emptiness exists, but then to consider emptiness as being truly existent also is a big mistake. Why?
Because you're falling into the trap of inherent nature.
Yeah. Yes. And you know, in the same text, Nagarjuna says that those who grasp emptiness to be truly existent, they have no hope, basically. Because actually, if emptiness truly exists, emptiness doesn't exist itself. Hello? If emptiness truly exists, then emptiness itself doesn't exist. If emptiness doesn't exist, then the wisdom realizing emptiness doesn't exist. Then there's no antidote to samsara.
Ignorance.
They have no help. They have no hope. So if emptiness is truly existent, why does emptiness not exist? Because emptiness itself is the lack of inherent existence. Right? So, if emptiness is inherently existent, then the lack of inherent existence also wouldn't exist, therefore emptiness doesn't exist. Okay? Alright. So, Subhashini, in other contexts, it does talk like that. But I think in this context, it's not talking about that. Okay? However we kind of interpret the words, right? What my own teacher said is that this extreme of peace, see, in some contexts, we have, okay, we know it's good. There's jita. Shi is peace, ta is extreme. So we have shita and cheta. Cheta, kutepgita. Right? So that is deprecation or nihilism. So he was saying, in some contexts, you'll see the nihilism referred to as the extreme of peace. Okay? So all of you, it's good, you are getting to what this has to mean. Right? Then how, which phrases we interpret in what way is a little bit, still we have to work out. But what this sentence has to mean is it has to make sense of the conventional reality to help us avoid falling into the extreme of nihilism. Okay? So, how this then avoids someone from falling into nihilism, teaching emptiness is form. Okay, what Ranakar was suggesting, which is also, I think, it's right in general, whether this sentence says that or not is subject to debate. But also Wangdu was suggesting this as well, right? Although all all phenomena lack inherent existence, the conventional reality still exists. Therefore, suffering sentient beings exist conventionally, right? Therefore, it matters to us because the suffering of sentient beings exists.
But then that contradicts the statement of form is emptiness and emptiness is form. Because in conventional reality that can't be possible.
Huh? Why not?
You could have form which is emptiness and emptiness which is form.
Oh, you had gone to the bathroom at this time. Emptiness is not form.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, it's not form.
Yeah.
So, how do you explain the conventional?
Yes. So, the lack of inherent existence is the ultimate nature of form.
Lack of inherent existence is the
Ultimate nature of form. In another way. Okay? Look, this is what we have to understand. Right? Although all phenomena lack inherent existence, everything that's conventionally existent, like tables, forms, books, you, me, cars, exist. Okay? This is what I was trying to emphasize at the very beginning. Our analysis of the ultimate doesn't refute the conventional. So, by teaching emptiness as form, you're refuting the ultimate existence of, form is empty, you're refuting the ultimate nature of form or any other phenomena. But by saying emptiness is form, you're then showing how the conventional reality still is feasible, is plausible, despite the fact that things don't inherently or ultimately exist. Right? Which is why in another context, Nagarjuna, who is different from me, said, for those to whom emptiness is feasible, everything is feasible. Those to whom emptiness is not feasible, then nothing is feasible. For those for whom emptiness is feasible, everything is feasible. For those for whom emptiness is not feasible, nothing is feasible. Okay?
The term feasible. I'm stuck there.
Feasible. Okay.
Is there any other word?
Alexander Berzin, Dr. Alexander Berzin, instead of talking about emptiness and inherent existence, he says, emptiness of fantasized, impossible ways of existing. Okay? So the only way that phenomena can exist is in a non-inherent way. Okay? So, again, another way of referring to how, what it would mean for things to be inherently existent would be for things to not be, have any kind of relationship with any other phenomena. Just in and of themselves to exist, without depending on any other phenomena. Okay? So what would that mean? That would mean a tree exists independent of its seed. You exist independent of your parts. Okay? Does that exist? Is that possible? No. right? Everything that exists depends on other factors. Okay? So, for those for whom emptiness means the lack of inherent existence, right? So, although things lack inherent existence, yet they can still exist, then everything is feasible. Everything is possible. Everything makes sense. But if you can't posit that phenomena can exist without them being inherently existent, then for you nothing is possible. Because nothing exists in that way. Okay? Sebastian? Okay. You are in Ling in Domler, Bangalore, 560071. Is it? Wow. Pretty good. The help? Karnataka State? Yes. Then half my job is done. Charu, you with me? Are you?
Halfway there.
Halfway. Okay, good. Shanti Ji. Again, one of our very great scholars and practitioners. Shanti, you with us? Huh? Yes. 50%? For those, for whom emptiness is feasible, everything is feasible. You got that? You got the meaning of that stanza? Yes? No? Okay. So, we're almost out of time, but this is a very important stanza. We're getting away a little bit from this, but it's okay. Yeah? Alright. Because this actually is what that stanza is getting at. The compatibility between the conventional and ultimate. Okay? So we put it in many different ways, but the point is this. Although we refute the ultimate nature or the true existence of the book, we don't refute the conventional nature of the book. Right? Okay? So what I was saying, this is maybe helpful for some of you to use Dr. Berzin's terminology. That what emptiness means is empty of fantasized, impossible modes of existence. Okay? Then it's nothing mystical anymore. Okay? It means, to put it in very, very basic terms, the way that phenomena exist. No. I'm sorry, I know I mentioned to turn off your phones. This is my iPad, which has the Tibetan commentary. And for some reason I'm getting special offers from Smokehouse Deli. I'm going to try to turn it off. It's on mute! Jeez. Okay. What was that?
How
Huh?
can they be compatible. All the time we are talking about they are not compatible.
What?
I mean, that they are different. Okay, I'm not saying not compatible, but that they are different and that is what we are looking for, searching for, because we are stuck in conventional reality.
What? Who talks like that?
No, I'm talking about the fact that there is this constant emphasis on realizing the
Okay.
ultimate reality,
Okay.
which is wisdom.
Okay, Sebastian. Let's listen to me. Dr. Burson, what does he say? Right? Is inherent existence possible?
No.
Huh? It's possible. Okay. Inherent existence. True existence. If you're saying that's possible, oh man, then we have to start up from the very beginning. Okay. What inherent existence means is that a phenomenon would exist in and of itself without depending on any other phenomenon. Right? Does that happen? No. So is inherent existence possible? No. So, Dr. Burson would say, inherent existence is an impossible, fantasized mode of existence. So if you think about it like that, the way that phenomena exist is the way that they're possible to exist, not in an impossible mode of existence, right? It's almost tautological, like, bachelors are unmarried, right? But it's actually quite profound to just think like that. All it means is that phenomena don't exist in a way that would be impossible for them to exist. And how would it be impossible for them to exist? In and of themselves without depending on anything else. Okay? So then how do things exist? Independence on other things. Things that arise due to causing conditions, they depend on their causing conditions. Okay? So, Nagarjuna is saying, if that makes sense to you, if you can posit the existence of phenomena, right, empty of fantasized, impossible modes of existence, right, if you can hold that things exist, although they don't exist in impossible modes of existence, then for you, everything is feasible, is possible. But if you can't conceive of, things existing without them being existent in this impossible mode, then for you, nothing can exist. Okay, now, everyone except Subhashini, are we all on the same page? Yes? Okay, Subhashini, you wanna join our page? You with me?
I don't know what
Okay.
you're trying to say.
Okay. Do you understand? No? You understand this? That phrase by Nagarjuna, the stanza? Those for whom emptiness is feasible. Huh? No, I'm talking about Nagarjuna now. For those for whom emptiness is feasible, everything is feasible. For those whom emptiness is not feasible, nothing is feasible. You understand that? No.
Because that contradicts conventional reality.
Okay. I'm going to try one more time. tonight. If I don't get it on this attempt, we'll have to move on. Okay? So let me break it down for you like this. Okay? Can there be a mango tree without a mango seed? No. Okay. All right. So a mango tree existing in the absence of a mango seed, is that possible? Okay. So a mango tree existing without a mango seed. Okay, that type of existence of a mango tree is an impossible mode of existence for a mango tree. You understand? So we refute. We say the mango tree-less existence of a mango seed-less existence of a mango tree is an impossible mode of existence. Right? That doesn't exist, but mango trees exist. Right? Okay. You with me? Alright. So then, for those for whom a mango seed-less existence of a mango tree not existing, yet being able to posit a mango tree is good, right? Okay, nice. So for those for whom impossible ways of existing of a mango tree not existing, but yet mango trees existing, you got that? Good. So now, for those for whom emptiness of impossible ways of existing, yet there to be existence, is that good? So now, the emptiness, for those from whom emptiness is feasible, everything is feasible. And for those for whom emptiness is not feasible, means things existing, things lacking impossible modes of existing, right? Impossible modes of existing, not existing. How about let's say it like that? Okay? Do impossible ways of existing exist? Impossible ways of existing. Impossible ways of existing don't exist, right? Okay. Yet, things exist. Right? You with me? So, I think you got Nagarjuna. That's all he's saying. Meditate on that. Okay, well, time's up. So there's good news, right? What's the good news? If you've understood what we've talked about tonight, I dare say you've understood the entire Heart Sutra. Yeah. Really. That's the hardest thing to understand in the Heart Sutra. That's maybe the hardest thing to understand in all the Buddha Dharma. Okay? So if you understood that, right? You understood everything. Okay? So now, since we've all understood that, then tomorrow, when we get together again at 10 o'clock, sharp, then, you know, there'll be no more, okay, I'm going to have to summarize, you know, go over the groundwork again and again and again. We'll just jump right into it. Okay? So, if your name does not rhyme with okay, sorry. Oh, I won't joke like that. Okay, does anyone else have a question?
In the other tradition, the Theravada tradition, this doesn't exist, right? This particular sutra?
Yeah, so there is some debate, but yes, the general position is that, I mean, they would say this exists, but they would not say that it's spoken by Buddha.
It's not spoken.
Yeah.
I think, but I think there's some story where he's in a trance and these other two people, Ananda and this other person, the Bodhisattva, they have this dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he comes out of the trance, at least this is what little I know, and he approves what they say.
Yeah.
Is that true?
So
yeah. That is the story.
Okay. So the way it is in the sutra, it's, the Buddha goes into the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound perception. So he goes into a meditative voice. And then Shariputra and Avalokiteshvara have this conversation. And then after that takes place, he arises from the concentration and says, well said, son of lineage, just like that, just like that. Okay.
But is
so
this also controversial, or is it accepted?
Okay. Well, I suppose it would be controversial.
Because I was under the impression, and I'm just very new to this, that the Buddha actually didn't philosophize. He just wanted to get, it's very practical. This is what I was under the impression. It's just practical. Whatever he taught, he didn't believe in philosophizing. He just wanted to show people how to overcome suffering through these specific things. Of course, this whole idea of emptiness and all that does come in, but what we did this evening, I mean, I didn't think that was part of it.
Yeah. So, in one of the previous lectures, this was dealt with extensively about what was actually spoken and all this. So, we don't have time to go over all that right now, but those lectures are available for you to listen to. But let me just say the essence, okay? Even, what's in common with all the Buddhist schools is the teaching of the Four Noble Truths, right? The truth of suffering, the truth of cause of suffering, the truth of cessation of suffering, the truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering, okay? All right. And the truth of the cause of suffering, right, then all Buddhist schools would say is the karma and our klesha, or our delusions, our afflictive emotions, okay? And all of them would also say that the root of the afflictions is the ignorance that misapprehends reality, okay? And the path, the truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering is the wisdom that is directly contradicting the ignorance, okay? So, all the Buddhist schools would then say, in order to become liberated from suffering, then one needs to realize the direct antidote to the ignorance which is the cause of suffering. Okay? Alright. So now, can someone realize that? How does one realize that? Shandideva, who is a later Indian scholar, right? He is the one that was talking about the identification of this object of negation, really identifying what is the impossible mode of existence that the ignorance clings onto is essential for realizing its non-existence. Okay? So, then the question becomes, it's actually very hard to say, you know, 2,500 years later, what the Buddha said or didn't say, right? It's a little bit easier to understand or to analyze whether inherent existence exists or not. Okay? So, two ways of going about it would be, the Buddha said it, therefore it's true. Right? Or, it's true, therefore the Buddha said it.
I'm just saying, I don't think, for what little I know, that he would have gotten to all this. I mean, it's like a philosophy class, you know, logic and so on. And so
Yeah.
on. But that's what I mean, I'm just...
Yeah. So then, right, you would say, okay, if you assert that the Buddha did lead beings to liberation and enlightenment, would you accept that? Then how did he do that? Did he lead, or is he just leading some, or all beings?
Well, what little I have read, as I've already said, is that it depends on the individual intelligence and effort.
Right,
This is
right.
what I knew.
So then,
we all have to individually make that effort. Of course, you're saying now in the Mahayana tradition, which that there is the altruism that we will. I don't know how that happens actually. We have not explained that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So let's end it then. Let's dedicate the merit that we've accumulated in our time here tonight. That all sentient beings, vastness of space, quickly be free from all their suffering and abide in the peerless happiness of complete enlightenment as quickly as possible. We also dedicate for the long lives of the spiritual friends, for the flourishing of the Holy Dharma, and for all of the kind of worldly sufferings that are going on, particularly war, natural disasters, flooding in Kerala and other natural disasters in other parts of the world, all the illness, anything undesirable. May that all those sufferings instantly be pacified, and all beings abide in complete happiness, free from suffering. Okay. So thank you. We have another class at 10 o'clock tomorrow.